I'm Chronix. This is Crystal from the Most Extreme Wrestling, and this is your Raw review for January 2nd, 2012, the first episode of 2012 from Memphis, Tennessee.
Also known as the night of the super shiny clothes.
And it's going to begin. The ending will begin tonight.
So that was really exciting. Alright, so we open up, not with the end begin thing, but with the replay of the Kane Cena thing last week.
Because it was a cliffhanger.
Yeah, well, I wasn't really on the edge. I was horribly underwhelmed. But anyway, so then Cena comes out, and he starts off, he's like, Happy New Year, and apparently this town just really hates Cena. I mean, bad, because they were really hating on him. He says, these are my resolutions. Number 1, something about underwear. Number 2...
Yeah, I missed that one.
His dad is banned from WWE television because that
for ruining the whole, that
was pretty funny.
Awful.
And then number 3, prove to The Rock that he's lost his lady parts, and that he's gonna win basically at WrestleMania. You're like crowding in my space. This is a lion right here. Anyways,
line in the sand.
That's right. And he says he's not gonna change. He's gonna be who he is with his true convictions. He's not gonna fall apart.
Which, of course, is conditioning the crowd to respond with boos. I mean, I'm sure that's what they're trying to do.
The Cena fans were cheering because it's like, even I was like, Cena's not going to be driven down by this. Even I got a little caught up in it.
Really?
Really.
No, I was booing.
And he says, character's not
trying
judged.
To be too
character's not judged by how much you're loved. It's judged by when you stick to your convictions.
It's exactly what I'm talking about.
I was like, go Cena, man. Don't give up.
Are you serious?
A little bit, yeah. It actually got me more on Cena's side than I was.
I don't know how.
Because I like that, man. You got to be true to yourself.
I mean, I get the message, but it's Cena saying it, and I'm just like... I don't care
who's saying it. It's a good message. Especially for the kids, man. Good
boy.
Stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, right.
Alright. He says he was emotional. Now, this is where it got, really Cena. He says, I was emotional, but not towards you guys. You guys spend your hard-earned money, and you earn the right to
that's what I'm
express
talking
yourself.
about. That's over the top. Over the top.
That was over the top. The other wasn't so bad, but that was over the top. Sorry, my Yoshi hat is all discombobulated here.
What are you talking about your Yoshi hat?
It's awesome.
Oh my gosh, it's not awesome.
Anyways, so he says, you guys earn the right to do whatever you want. I'm just mad at Kane because he's not settling this right.
He's upset at the legend Kane for doing this. In the WWE, we settle our problems in the ring. We don't do it, by attacking people from behind.
Yeah, right, whatever. They always do that. Anyways, and then he starts the year off. He will start the year off right by thanking everybody, and everybody's like, boo. But anyways, so then Kane has this voiceover. He says he's going to witness the true power of hate tonight. Cena is.
But later on, apparently.
Yeah, because I completely forgot about this by the end of the night. But anyways.
And then boom pyros.
Yeah, this is where Chronix and I got into this argument. Because Chronix was saying this proves that Kane has magical powers now.
Yeah, in the storyline he has
logic.
Yeah, in wrestling logic he has magical powers because last week he did the kaboom fire thing and scared Cena.
He cued the pyro guy like every other wrestler does. Shawn Michaels goes, cues the pyros.
But
the other guys go.
It's like the Undertaker when he goes boom and the lightning strikes. That's
Kane
supernatural.
Went and cued the pyros.
But granted, back in the day in '97 when they first started doing this with Kane, people had a lot less pyros. DX had their thing.
I'm just saying, everybody's got pyros. Del Rio comes out and goes, woo, and cues the pyros. I mean...
The old Randy Orton pyro.
You throw your arms up, and that cues the pyros.
I know, but in the storyline logic, wrestling's not real, right? So, in the storyline logic, he has magical powers. So
it's
just
a little
putting that
much,
out there on his
character. But I'm putting that out there that's a little much for me.
Alright, so now we get the It Begins promo, the first one of the night. Yes, we do.
No.
What?
Maybe so.
Yes, we do. But when we go to commercial break, that's what we get.
Whatever. Alright.
Now, Daniel Bryan gonna have a match with, he's the World Heavyweight Champion versus the Intercontinental Champion of Cody Rhodes.
Yay!
Yeah, I was like, man, and I couldn't believe it. I actually thought, it looked like Cody Rhodes, the Intercontinental Champion, was pretty much taking care of this whole match. I mean, he was dominating the whole time, which I thought was bizarre. And he looked like more of a champion than Bryan did. And I'm only saying that because of the build with Cody Rhodes is massive. And the build with Daniel Bryan is not so much.
I'm just saying, Daniel Bryan is the worst Money in the Bank holder I've ever seen. Because he didn't do nothing.
You mean on the mic?
Yeah, on the mic. He didn't come out there and taunt. He didn't like make a big deal about it.
But not like the Miz or CM Punk.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for guiding me through this. But yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
But I mean, Cody Rhodes looked like $1 million.
I know. And then he's just the worst champion, like that in recent history.
Okay, look, and this is another thing.
Awful.
Michael Cole tore down Daniel Bryan the whole time and didn't lead anywhere. It was just tearing him down for no reason. And I think that's another reason why you feel that way, because people like Michael Cole talk crap about him the whole time, say he's not legitimate, and then
he's not.
Well, at least they're not bringing him out to be that way.
I know.
I completely...
I don't know. Like I was okay with Daniel Bryan, but now it's like they pushed too much on him too fast, and he can't handle it.
I agree with that.
Like, he's not ready to be this level.
He's not.
He was okay where he was, and I was okay with him, but now
I'm saying that they should at least say that he's legitimate.
Yeah, they should try to do something to help the guy.
But they're not, and that's just sad. I mean, it really is. Now,
I know, I'm afraid he's just going to disappear into oblivion.
This match quickly ends in a quick, small package, which I hate those kind of finishes.
It was a Divas finish.
It was a Divas finish.
It was gay.
And guess what? We will see another Divas finish tonight, because the Divas...
I think we quit saying stuff was gay. I'm sorry.
But anyways... yeah.
It was really lame. And then Daniel Bryan comes around and he's like standing on the announce table and cheering.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, he was talking to Cole.
I know.
And then he's got,
he did it on the crowd. Yeah, it was too much. I'm like, if you're the big champion and you beat a jobber like Cody Rhodes, you shouldn't be this excited.
Cody Rhodes is not a jobber. He's the Intercontinental Champion. He's like on... Intercontinental is like one level below the World Heavyweight Championship.
But see, I don't see it that way. Like, when you got the big belt, you're like way above the Intercontinental guy.
I don't think so. Right now, the Intercontinental belt means more than the World Heavyweight Championship to me.
I agree, but it's not supposed to be like that.
But he's not a jobber. He's a champion. He's a future...
Okay.
If Cody Rhodes does not hold a World Championship before the end of 2012,
I'm sorry I called him a jobber. What is he, like a mid-carder?
He's the Intercontinental Champion. He is a champion.
Even Shawn Michaels said it was the Mid-Carter Championship.
That he did on the Greatest Rivalries Blu-ray that we just watched.
Yeah,
that we got.
So he's a Mid-Carter, according to Shawn Michaels and me.
Let's move on.
Sorry, my little time there. Okay, this is where Chronix forgot to take the notes, and then he put a little arrow for me. Okay, so there's the Miz and Truth recap. Yeah, And the Twitter now. There's a Miz and Truth recap, and
I'm gonna get you to get a Twitter one of these days.
Then even though Twitter does seem like it'd be fun, but anyways, then Miz is back there with John Laurinaitis. They're having this discussion. And Miz is like, "What are you gonna do about this R-Truth attacking me thing?"
I know, because he's scared about it. He's getting beat down.
Kind of worried,
He got the death water bottle to the head.
No. Then John Laurinaitis is like, I don't agree with Truth's actions, but don't you remember why Truth is attacking you? And he shows the video of Miz attacking R-Truth.
He used his magic powers to show the thing.
Yeah, because he's magic too.
Yeah.
He cued the techie guy.
I know, magical powers.
So, and then he's like, "Does that look familiar to you, Miz?" And Miz is like, "No." I thought that was good. I just love Miz. And it was obviously you're scared. People are going to keep an eye out for you during tonight's match against Sheamus. And Miz is like, "What?"
And the crowd's like, "Oh."
What? And then Miz is like, "I don't want to be a sitting duck. I'm not going to be a sitting duck." And he runs out of the room.
And he's all
and then Larry
cautious
says,
when
"Better
he's
be
walking."
sitting duck than a lame duck." And Miz is like, "That's not funny," which it really wasn't. So anyways, he storms out of the room. "I'm not going to be a sitting duck." And then R-Truth, appears in front of the camera with his magical powers and goes, "Whack, whack, whack, whack."
What do you mean magical powers? He appeared out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Oh, so he was standing backstage, but nobody noticed him being there.
Right.
I see what you're saying.
Now
it's pretty funny. Now I get the highlights from the 1988 Royal Rumble, because the Royal Rumble is coming up in about 4 weeks.
4 weeks?
I believe so.
Okay.
Alright, so it's Wade Barrett on the microphone. He said he doesn't really care about people's New Year's resolutions, this and that. He says that everybody's just going to be another victim, which I think he just quoted Taz. That's not cool.
I was underwhelmed with this promo.
He's glad that Randy Orton is out for 2012 because he's hurt and whatever.
Yeah, they show the recap of Randy Orton getting hurt.
But poor Wade Barrett. I mean, if Randy Orton really is hurt really bad, it's like every time Wade Barrett gets to that next level, for some reason he goes right back down, and it looks like this could be a death knell for him. I don't know.
I mean, so then Santino comes out, I guess to rescue Wade Barrett. Kind of. I don't know. Give him somebody to fight with.
Well, he's saying, the Royal Rumble's coming up, and he's like, who lasted longer in the Royal Rumble? Was it me or you? It was me, Santino, with the Cobra.
With tears in his eyes!
Yeah. And so he calls Wade Barrett the Wade Barrett Garage.
Yeah, and he's like, the Santino choo-choo trains are going to run over the
garage. That really made me laugh. So they have a match, and the match was very short, as you could possibly imagine. Yeah. And the Winds of Change was the move, and Wade Barrett walks away with the victory.
The Winds of Change is what it's called, for real?
Winds of Change.
Like the Scorpions song?
I guess so. The Scorpions.
Dude, the Scorpions.
What an old school reference.
A wrestling move with the Scorpion song. That's awesome.
I'm sure it's not the only one.
Okay. Anyways, so then that's very short. Alright, so then we go backstage with the Bellas arguing. Miz
Are they heels or faces?
They're kind of just there.
Okay.
They're just
every week. I gotta know.
They're just decorative pieces this week.
Ooh, decorative pieces. The Divas divisions.
So
I'm glad you said that, not me, because
that's true. You would have got slammed for being sexist.
I know.
I can say it.
You can say that.
The Bellas are arguing. Miz interrupts. Like, I'm glad Del Rio's hurt, and then he's paranoid, looking behind his back, and then
good stuff.
Then R-Truth uses magical powers and appears.
Stealth.
So yeah.
So he's stalking The Miz, and now we go into the match with Sheamus versus The Miz. And oh my gosh. This is a great spot where Sheamus has got him.
Miz attacks him pre-match.
Yeah, pre-match, he's beating him down, gets him tied up in the ropes. Sheamus is all like, help, help, help. But not too long until Sheamus uses that rope against The Miz on the top rope.
Give a demonstration to the people.
I will.
Because this is just awesome.
Alright, is it okay if people see my pajama pants?
I'm embarrassed about mine, but if you're okay with yours, that's fine.
I know they don't match and everything. I'm just saying. So he's like, kabam, 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 but he's bouncing up and down the whole time. Bouncing off the rope. It was the funniest looking thing ever.
It was awesome. And he does it 100 times. And he's like, boom, boom,
I know.
boom, boom,
it seemed
boom.
Seems like it was over 10 times.
I said 100 times.
Yeah. But anyways.
It was greatness, okay?
They start going into the crowd, which is a common theme of the night.
I know, Miz runs into the crowd first, and then, oh no, R-Truth's in the crowd with the
he hears
video
the voice.
camera. And
he hears the voice.
Hey, I'm in the crowd, and guess who I ran into? It's Lil Jimmy. He don't like you, and you're gonna get got. And so then he
told me to get you got.
So then he gets got, and then what happens? What comes out? What comes out?
The weapon.
Yeah.
The weapon of choice. It's available on every Create a Wrestler game I've ever seen. It's the Death Water Bottle. And he takes the bottle, and he kills The Miz with it. I mean, it's worse than a blade job. It's the water just... Because, you don't have 70% blood in your body. No, you have 70% water.
That's true.
And when you lose that water from perspiration and other things and Death Water Bottle, you're done, son. So, he's weighed to laced once again.
Yeah, then he's weighed to laced.
Laid to waste.
There you go. Anyway, so then he's like, this weekly Miz Beatdown brought to you by Lil Jimmy. And then he gets this random kid. I'm sure he's not a random kid.
He's a random kid.
He's clearly a plant kid.
Little Justin Bieber looking kid.
Yeah, he did look like Justin Bieber. He's probably Miz's little brother. I don't know. Anyways, and he's like, what do you want to say, kid? And the kid's like, oh no. It's my moment. What was I supposed to say? Happy New Year!
Yeah. When he said the weekly beatdown thing, I thought he was going to say the John Morrison weekly update.
What?
But he didn't. But R-Truth put The Miz back into his box.
There you go.
So he was put him back in there. So now,
backstage.
That stuff was great. What happens backstage?
Backstage with Josh Matthews and Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler.
Who is on his head.
He's standing on his head because he's awesome.
Or hands, I guess.
He's got the balance.
Yeah, and actually, I'm starting to like Dolph Ziggler now. I really
Finally, it took months and months.
He won me over in this episode because he was like on his hands. And
he did that the other week.
He's like, well, it was more entertaining this week. He's like, flip up. And he's like, I'm going to beat down Punk as easily as I did this handstand. And then he says this great insult. Because he's like, he gives a good promo and he's like, you know, our country's in the toilet. All of our kids are fat. We're lagging behind in test scores, and this is brought to you exclusively by states like Tennessee, or something like that.
Yeah, that's what he said.
But it was awesome because
that was a good promo.
It was real good because I didn't really know where he was going with all the fat kids and the stupid kids and all this, but then he brought it back right back home to Tennessee, and it was good.
So he's impressing me on the mic. You know, I've been kind of skeptical a lot of times, but you know, for that it was good. Alright, so now we get that match with Dolph Ziggler that he just promoted for.
No, first we have Zack Ryder and Eve backstage.
No, I didn't even write that down.
Well, what happened?
Tell me about it.
Okay, it wasn't really that exciting.
That's what I thought.
But Zack Ryder, we did have a classic Jack Swagger moment, though.
Did we?
We did, because Zack Ryder invites Eve to watch his match, and Eve's like, I don't think so, like on video or something after the show. Anyways, so then Jack Swagger interrupts, and they get in this big fight, in which Jack Swagger gives such an excellent promo. I mean, like, almost as good as Dolph Ziggler's, right? Because he says, you know, just because both our names end in ER doesn't mean I'm not going to send you to the ER. What? What? What?
It was a joke, I guess.
It was the dumbest joke. And then what was funny is, like, later on, Michael Cole brings it up again. Like, it was funny. But it was stupid.
Yeah, well.
But anyways, I'm sorry. That's the classic Jack Swagger moment of the night. And,
well, he does have a weekly thing going.
Yeah, and then John Laurinaitis comes in and says, we're going to do a 6-man tag team match with Jack Swagger, Mark Henry, and Kane versus Zack Ryder, Big Show, and John Cena. Later.
For later in the match?
Yes, and now we have the match which you were talking about.
Alright, CM Punk, the champion, versus Dolph Ziggler.
In his extra super shiny underwear.
I know, man! Those tights looked awesome with the shiny thing.
I think that made me like Dolph more because he's shiny.
Somebody even posted on Twitter, and I retweeted it. They were saying, ooh, I like shiny things.
I know. I like shiny things too, and so I think that made me like Dolph more.
Alright, so they've had a match before, and Dolph Ziggler was on an interview saying that he was not happy with this match and wish it could have been better. So now I know why, is because they were going into this program, which became obvious last week, cemented it this week, when they started having what looked like it was going to be almost a 5-star classic, if not that. I mean, they were having a great freaking match, but then there was a botch. Poor Dolph Ziggler put a botch on CM Punk by throwing him into the second rope. And
that looked like it hurt.
Man, I thought it was like a whiplash from the
not poor
thing.
Dolph Ziggler, poor CM Punk.
Yeah, I mean, for hurting him almost, because, I mean, hitting your head on the rope, it's happened plenty of times, it's like injured guys big time. X-Pac got big time injured in a cage match by getting flipped over and hitting his head on the rope or whatever.
I didn't know all that, but I mean, it looked like it hurt.
But it's dangerous, but they had a great match until the turnbuckle randomly comes off, which I thought was bizarre. John Laurinaitis comes running down and says, "Hey, ref," once again telling him, he's like, you know, he's like distracting the ref just like last week. And then they kind of go back and forth. It looks like Punk's going to win. It looks like Ziggler's going to win. Kind of goes back and forth. But Laurinaitis comes in and low bridges.
Whoa,
what?
You forgot the important part where while Laryngitis is distracting the ref with the turnbuckle, Dolph submits.
Yes, he submits to the Anaconda Vice. Yeah. That is true.
That was pretty
important.
But
the referee did not see that.
Didn't see it, so now we move on. Go ahead.
Laryngitis accidentally low bridges CM Punk as he goes flying to the floor.
Yeah, first, like, Dolph smacks into him, and then Punk smacks into him, and Punk gets flanked.
And because the storyline dictates the end of this match, a count-out ensues, and CM Punk cannot get off after falling onto the ground randomly. Which I didn't think about that during the match, so I mean, that's just got my reviewer thing going on, and I'm analyzing it probably too much, but the match was great. I love the way it turned out, and it was a screwdrive finish. And Ziggler...
And then, and Dolph gets up in the crowd and holds the title. The crowd is really excited, and I noticed that Dolph needs a little less orange tan.
But man, the second time he's ran off with CM Punk's belt. I hope this is a sign of things to come, how I love him. Now
we have He's Here promo.
Yeah, but he's not coming out yet.
No, but he's here.
He's here.
In the building.
Alright, so now we got Eve and Kelly in a tag match against the Bella Twins. Oh boy. I'm not even going to waste your time. There was a great moonsault with Eve, and then there was a random, out-of-nowhere roll-up with the small package, and it was even botched. Oh my gosh, could this get any worse?
Yep.
But
so
we're done with that.
Kelly win. Now, we go backstage to Laryngitis and Otunga touching on each other. I mean, I don't know exactly what they were doing.
Touching on each other.
I don't know. They were, like, touching each other's muscles. I really don't know what was going on back there. It was kind of weird.
I missed that.
Well, I don't know, like, the opening shot was like this or something. I don't know, it was weird. Anyways, the Punk's like, Laryngitis, you're screwing me, and then he's like, no, I'm, you got a problem with me, you got a problem with Dolph, and you're, like, putting it on me. So you're gonna have a match with Dolph at the Royal Rumble for the championship with me as the special guest referee.
Awesome!
And then, man. Yeah, this was a good little segment, because, Laryngitis built it up good. He was like with a awesome, respectable guy who just happens to be the talent relations or whatever.
Yeah, but that is going to be a great match.
And then Punk is like, I'm going to get in jail for animal cruelty because I'm going to beat you like a dog.
Yeah, that was good stuff. Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait for that. So now it truly begins.
Drama.
My heart's beating, it's pounding. I'm just waiting. The suspense is building like crazy. And finally, we see some shiny lights. The lights come on and kaboom.
He looked like... Oh man, I can't think of it. There's like a... The Tron guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And it was Chris Jericho.
Because he had the lights on his jacket and it was dark and he's like...
That's true. So, we were saying it was going to be The Undertaker and it wasn't, but...
We knew it was probably going to be Chris
Jericho.
Yeah,
I mean, it was one or the other.
We
the only
just,
reason...
we were just thinking it was like too obvious.
Yeah, it was too obvious. I mean,
but see,
exactly. But
they messed with our heads by making it so obvious that we thought it wasn't.
But you know what? That doesn't matter because now... They've messed with their heads three times as much as we get into this.
So Chris Jericho with his super shiny light-up jacket starts running around the ring and woohoo and let's have a
slapping
cheering
hands.
contest.
It's like,
and,
you up there.
I mean, which by the way, I always thought that would be the funnest thing ever, to stand in the middle and like direct a huge crowd and control thousands of people by going. It's cool. But anyways, and he does... I mean, this goes on forever.
Yeah.
Like, it is, like really getting obnoxious and annoying.
Yeah, because I thought within, 2 minutes, at least, like, when he ran around, like, the first time and then did the thing, I was like, this is going to end in a heel thing. I can feel it. The crowd was a little bit confused.
So he finally gets the microphone, and we're like, thank goodness, he's going to speak. Because it's what everybody's waiting for, to find out if he's a face or a heel.
And he's all smiles the whole time.
And then he gets the microphone, drops it on the ground.
Oh, yeah,
runs around some more, grabs the camera, walks up the ramp, pauses, and then he leaves.
And boo from the crowd, because they're like, what is it? So they're messing with their heads even more, so that's awesome.
It was a bit anticlimactic.
It was anticlimactic, but it's got everyone talking, and that is exactly what they need. So is he back for good? We don't really know.
I know. Is he back for good? Did he show up for one night? Is
oh, man, that would be messed up if he just comes
if he never came again.
Yeah, I mean, that would be so messed up.
That would be hilarious. Maybe he's too busy being a dancer now. He did a little dancey type walk across the thing. I think he got used to being on Dancing with the Stars.
Alright, so now we go into the main event of Mark Henry, Kane, and Jack Swagger, but Kane is not going to be competing for whatever reason, we're unsure.
Big Show's Zack Ryder and John Cena.
And it's an elimination style.
Yeah, so then Kane doesn't come.
Big Show hits Mark with a chair, so that eliminates both of them.
Okay, well, no, go ahead.
And so they're gone. And the match kind of goes back and forth. Cena ends up beating Jack Swagger, and then out of nowhere, there's a big kaboom, and it's Kane, and I'm like suspensed up because I'm thinking, man, where's Kane coming from? Because he's coming from the crowd.
Magical powers,
everybody,
right?
Yeah, exactly. And then the magical powers actually happens as Kane comes, pow, right through the ring and chokes out Cena. So I thought that Kane was smart and he's all literate and stuff, but now he's choking out people again. That's not something that
that was pretty cool, but it was like they were trying to make it like he was coming from the depths of hell and he was like under the ring.
It seems like they're switching his character around back and forth every other week. But
I can't get over that.
I'm not sure. They haven't gave us enough information really to make a decision on that.
That's true. Anyway.
But he chokes him out. Then he turns his attention from Cena to Ryder.
Oh no!
And Ryder's
Poor
what?
little innocent Zack Ryder.
I'm just a U.S. champion. According to Crystal, that makes me a jobber. And I gotta get away. And then he's like, ah! As Kane comes running in there, and he's gonna kill him, and he's gonna like take him down to the depths of hell.
Yeah, and he's like,
the ring.
it was great. It was great because Kane's in the little trap door, and he's like dragging Ryder's foot, and Ryder's like,
trap door. It was the gates of hell.
It was a trap. It was a square.
So,
I don't imagine the gates of hell being square.
Squared circle, a square inside the square circle.
They could be shaped like a pentagram.
You don't know. It could have been. They had all this canvas laying around everywhere. But Cena comes in for the save and saves. He's like, I got you, buddy.
Yeah, Cena yanks him out. Yeah, and they're all buddy-buddy.
But then Kane goes back down into the hole, and then boom, fire erupts as we hear the fire extinguishers go whoosh.
And then you see the little fire extinguisher smoke come up.
So what's going to happen next week? Man, I'm actually excited for next week. Even though they didn't really tell us what's going to happen at all next week or promo for it. But we got all these loose ends, and we will see you then.